Hello, Giuseppe here. This will be a video on just some variety ways to make a little different looking text using your conventional text tool. You can make different appearances like this, make it slanted, deep shadows, laid back, just attractive, kind of cartoonish. So that's just some examples. They're all made using this technique that we'll go through. So let's start right out here. Go to File, New, Blank File, and let me see. I have this one made up already. 20 inches wide, 5 inches deep. Transparent is my preference. So we'll just start with that. And the font is up to the individual. Choose your text tool and whichever font appeals to you. I like a good bold font, so let's try this one here. Impact Regular. Alright, our first typing will be I don't know, what do we want to type? Shadow. Okay. Now the size is important in one respect, that you need to keep the size the same because we're going to type this over in a different color too. So if you do it in, as an example, this is 70 point, that's the same size the other has to be done. Actually, let's make this larger, and I don't know, maybe like try 110. And of course the size that you set depends on the font that you choose. That's a little more obvious. Okay, so very simple. We've used 110 point, and that's what we'll use on the other color one. So right now we're going to just change the name on this over here in the layers panel that says shadow and call it black. So that keeps any confusion down to a minimum. Alright, we're going to add a new layer now. So over here in the layers column up at the top, that page with the folded corner adds a new layer. So that's called layer 1. We'll turn off the eye to the black text, and now we'll choose a different color here. I don't know, let's oh heck, maybe something in this orangish range. And we're using the same size font. That was 110 point, and we'll type the same thing here. Okay, and okay that. And I don't know, we'll call this one orange. So get over here on the layers panel, double click on that, and call it orange, so we know which layer is which. Alright, now that we have that done, we'll close the orange off and open the black again and start our manipulation. This will be the shadow when we're done. One of the options here, we can go to Image, Transform, and Skew. And we can do that by grabbing the middle handle here and either lean our text one way or the other. Let's give it like there's a wind blowing here. Lean it to the right. Now the number is important up there. See the number change? That little black number, 14, 16, 17, 19. The reason we want to observe what number it is, let's try to get it as close to 25, 24. Alright, there's 25. Is because we want to do the same thing with the orange text also. So 25 is the number we need to remember, and okay that. Now a little trick that I learned we can do is to hold down the Alt or Option key, and while doing that the down arrow adds 1 pixel at a time repeatedly. So when I hold down that down arrow, notice on the right in the column where the layers build up. I'm pressing it now. that quick. It made, what, 26 copies and elongated the text that much. I think I'll go just a little bit further, hit it a little more. There's 35. Alright, we'll call that good and let up on the Option or Alt key. And that gives us our deep shadow. Now we've got quite a mess over there in the layers panel, so I'm going to select, that top one is selected already, that's number 35, and I have to go down here to the very bottom, the black, hold the shift key down, select that. That selects all of those in between, so now we can go up here to the top. This symbol with the multiple layers in it makes a group. When I left click on that, all those layers are now in this right here. We'll call this group, double click on that and call it black group, I suppose. How's that? That'll keep it straight. Okay, now we can bring the orange back in by clicking on the eye of the orange, and we need to do the same thing we did with the black, so I'm going to close the eye on the black for now, and that was 25. Image, transform, and skew, and our number we're looking for is 25. 22, 25, 25, right there. Now we can be assured that it's leaning to the right, the same exactly as the black is. So now we can introduce the black, and we'll take our move tool and align that right on top of the black. And there we have it. Makes an interesting looking variation from what would have been just plain text. And then if you want to enhance that even more, we can choose the orange, because that's the one we'll be manipulating now, and go into the layer style settings. You can keep the cursor where it needs to go, and well, it's leaning to the right, so anything we do, let's have the light coming from up here, kind of going that direction, so we'll change the source of light right about there. Now, we don't want to drop shadow because we've already got the deep shadow there, and the glow on a light color like that is hardly noticeable. So we'll go to stroke first. Choose the stroke, and we can have any color we want by just keep going through the color picker here. I don't know, let's maybe something in the medium blue. Let's try over here. That's more purplish, isn't it? Okay, there's a blue. Let's try that. Alright, and the stroke puts an outline around each letter, and this size adjustment decides how wide that outline is, all the way up to clear behind the entire word, like that. But we'll go back here, maybe right about there. Okay, and you can adjust the opacity, but we don't want that less dense than it is. So I think the bevel will make a difference. Now if you watch the orange color of the letters, it changed already when I just selected bevel. And then I can select the size adjustment and move it to the right. That's too far. We're getting a shadow down there right about, I don't know, 7 maybe. Looks pretty good. See how it rounded the edge of each letter, and apparently it looks like the letter is kind of puffed up and gives it some depth. So let's call that good. Click our OK, and that's just one way of many that you can affect text in Photoshop Elements. I think just about any version will do this. This is 2023, but the earlier versions will do it as well. So then you can crop this down to size if you want, and use it in your email or on bulletins in any publishing software, or in Word, You can use it in a variety of ways. Makes nice text for a header for a bulletin. So let your imagination go wild, and that's just one way we can do this. So there you are. There's how to kind of alter the plain old text. So this has been Giuseppe bringing this to you. Thank you.